Let me ask you a question. If you suddenly lost all your data analytics skills today and you had to start from scratch, that is zero, no skills, no experience, no portfolio, how would you learn data analytics again? Because the truth is, so many advices are on the internet. Some people say learn Python first, other people say learn SQL first. Some people are emphasizing the need to start from Excel, while some argue that you need the knowledge of statistics. All these advices exist on the internet today. And if you're a beginner, all these advices can be so confusing that you might not know where to start or even what to believe anymore. I remember when I first started data analytics, honestly, I was overwhelmed. Advices left and right, everybody advising, do this, do that. No, don't do this. No, abandon this. No, just start this way. All these things was confusing to me. One video would say, learn Python. Another person would say, SQL is the most important. And I remember sitting on my laptop one evening and I was asking myself, where do I even start from? Who do I even believe? This person is saying, learn SQL. Other person is saying, learn Python. Other people are talking about how important Excel is for beginner data analysts. And I was like, where do I even start from? What do I even do? Who do I believe? Which steps should I take? Because when you're new to tech, everything will seem so confusing and you'll be believing any advice you see immediately you see there. But here is the truth. Not everything is important in the beginning. And that one realization changed everything about the way I learned. And if I had to start again, the first thing I would do is to focus on Excel. I know right now you're thinking Excel is basic, but let me tell you something interesting. Some companies still rely heavily on Excel for data analysis. In fact, many data analysts that you will see that are skilled in Python, SQL, machine learning, they use Excel every day. And before I started using Excel, like those early stages I was still learning, I thought that Excel is so basic, just like a spreadsheet, those kind of things that will not make you credible. That was what I thought. But when I started using Excel deeply, I realized that Excel can actually be your secret weapon to data analysis. When you look at the pivot tables, lookups, charts, data cleaning, all those wonderful things you can do with Excel in your data analysis. And I started realizing something. Excel is such a powerful tool in data analysis today. Let me give you an example. Imagine you work for a company that sells products online, and at the end of the month, the manager asks you a question. Which product category generated the most revenue this month? Imagine that you have a spreadsheet with over 20,000 records, and you know that looking at that manually will take hours. With pivot table, you can answer that question in seconds. You can group the data, you can summarize the revenue, and instantly see which category is performing best. That's the kind of practical analysis Excel allows you to do. And after Excel, the second skill I would focus on is SQL. And I remember when SQL confused me so much at first, because the first time you see SQL queries, it's like a programming language. You see words like select, from, whereby, group by, and a whole lot of them. This can feel intimidating. Once I started practicing, I realized something. SQL is actually just asking questions to a database. Let's imagine you work for a ride-sharing company and your manager asks a question. Which city had the highest number of rides this month? That data is stored in a database. Using SQL, you can write a simple query to retrieve that information. And within seconds, you can pull out thousands of records and summarize them. That's the power of SQL. The first time my SQL query actually worked, I ran the query and the result appeared on the screen. I remember thinking, wow, I just pulled real data from a database, and it felt like unlocking a new skill. After learning Excel and SQL, the next step I would focus on is data visualization tools. For example, Power BI, Tableau. These tools help you transform raw numbers into clear visual insights. Let's say you analyze sales data for a company. You could present the results in a spreadsheet, but most executives or managers or even the CEOs, they don't want to read spreadsheets. They want quick insights. So instead, you build a dashboard. On that dashboard, you show monthly sales trends, top performing product, regional revenue performance. Now your manager can look at the dashboard and immediately understand what is happening in the business. The first time I created a dashboard, seeing those raw data turn into charts and visuals, it was so satisfying because immediately the data started telling a story. The next step I would focus on is building portfolio projects. This is where where many beginners get stuck. They keep learning courses, but they never apply what they learned. If I were starting today, I would build projects around a sales performance dashboard, a customer analysis project, a marketing campaign performance report. For example, you can look for data sets up on Kaggle, then analyze it with questions like which marketing channel brought in the most customers, which particular product has the highest profit margin, what month has the highest sales. And the final step to this roadmap is to start applying for opportunities. This is where many people hesitate because they feel like they are not ready yet. Because I remember thinking, maybe I should learn more skills, maybe I should try learning machine learning, maybe I should strengthen my Python and move from basic to expert, or maybe I should even enroll in another course. But the truth is that you will never be truly ready. You will never know it all as an entry level or as a beginner. You cannot just be ready. The growth always happens when you step outside of your comfort zone. Apply to those jobs, get hired, and then start working. You start getting real-world experiences, real-world realities, because the truth is that, you see those things we learn in courses? When you meet real-world data, you actually see the difference. It's glaring. And even before you get hired, all those opportunities you are applying to, some employers actually give you feedbacks. You improve, you know what to actually focus on. By the time you get 1, 2, 3 feedbacks, that will help you to re-strategize better and get you closer to getting hired. And it will also build your confidence. So if you're watching this video and you're starting data analytics today, I want you to remember something. Every expert you see today, every data analyst that works in a company, every person teaching data analytics online was once a beginner. They were once in those shoes of opening your laptop or seeing data set for the first time and feel confused. It's all about one skill at a time, and you keep getting better along the line. The most important thing is starting and continuing. One skill at a time, one project at a time, and one step at a time. And I'm curious, if you're currently learning data analytics, what skill are you focusing on right now? Is it Excel? Is it SQL? Is it machine learning? Is it Python? Or is it Power BI or Tableau? Tell me in the comments. I would really love to hear where you are in your journey. See you on the next one. Bye.